This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The enthusiasm and the confidence in Mark's voice when he was on the wagon in the second car countdown to green. We've got a smoker on the racetrack.
That's Kasey Kahne, Matt, down in the apron of the racetrack. Appears to not be under power.
Oh, it's an engine problem because he let the clutch out in the back just to let the engine run again to make sure, and the caution flag is out. Tough break for Kasey Kahne.
Put the window net down and get some air inside that car.
Easy day, 400 miles for the stars of the Nextel Cup Series, the second race in the chase for the Nextel Cup. Time to take you on a ride on a Visa through the field. We start with Matt on Matt. Go, Yoakum.
Matt Kenseth has pulled out to just about a second lead over Ryan Newman. He came on the radio underneath that turn two crash.
Turn two. Ryan Vickers has hit the wall hard.
Finally could not hang on to a loose race car. And the reason you use the high line when your car is loose, like I said, you don't want to turn the steering wheel. When you turn the steering wheel, like BP was saying earlier, front tires are sticking better. So he went up and hit the outside wall, and then, like I said, you go down and there's nowhere to go.
We talked about BP. Man, it's so hard to go from 135 to 35 miles per hour, and just lost control and slid into the tire barriers.
This is the most difficult pit lane to get on from the racetrack because you don't ever have a straight shot, and you're coming off the banking, you're getting onto that asphalt. It's very slippery down there with rubber and speedy drive, and you're turning and trying to slow down, and that's what happens sometimes.
Oh, it was some wild events, like on lap 119. Matt Kenseth has got tire problems, so he heads down pit road. Uh-oh, Matt's in trouble. He wanted to go for repairs, and that was the end of him. Headed right into the barrier. The race was delayed for 12 minutes.
And all that rubber, you lose control. I mean, the cars start to slide, and you'll see it'll turn a little bit more to the left to try to get inside the cones, and that's it. It'll snap around on you so fast, and there's nothing you can do because it's very slippery down there.
At the very top of the show today, we showed you Tony Stewart doing the same thing, except Tony realized he couldn't make it. He turned back on the racetrack.
Jamie McMurray was tight off the turns and loose everywhere else before the caution. How's he been since then? Don't know. Radio problem with the radio in the car. The crew cannot hear Jamie. Double. Jeff Burton, turn three.
Probably a right front, BP, maybe.
Boy, it looks like it.
Looks the way the entry of the car and the way he hit the wall. That's signs of a right front tire going down. Inside that car, he would have been getting out a lot quicker.
That's a heavy, heavy blow. Yeah, a little upset.
See him coming right down all by himself. You can hear the tire blow. Man. You can hear the tire explode.
What?
That's before the restart.
What's that all about?
Wow. Gee, I wonder why they're doing that.
Kevin Harvick leaves pit road. Ken Schrader's in, and here comes Jimmy Johnson to the attention of his crew in that first stall. Marty? Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, just a little loose and a little tight. Right now, a little tight, so they're going to now spin on pit road. Bobby Labonte spun trying to get to pit lane, almost spun up into traffic, but kept the car down on the apron. Mark Martin was one of those coming at him.
That was so close. He was backing up. I said, please, Bobby, hit the brakes. And at the last second he did, and all the cars were able to get by.
Boy, if he had stopped at lap 262.
Same deal, gets on pit lane, jumps on the brakes, gets sideways, nails the cone, and he hits the gas as he's
Jeff Gordon. And then it really starts to get jumbled up from there. Sadler losing some ground with the run. Now that minus 100 points if they finish as they are now. Kenseth with the 32nd place finish. And Ryan Newman. And here's where the twist of this system comes in. If you look at that, 111 points down. He's going to lead the most laps and win the race, but he's only gotten help. There's that word again from a couple of guys today. The other championship chasers are all going to finish in the top 10.
That's what I said last week. In order for these guys, I think, to have a shot, everybody in front of them is going to have a problem at least once.
Well, Kenseth has had a problem today. Elliott Sadler has had a problem today.
We got 8 to go. Perfect.
Yep.
Ryan Newman coming in today 136 points behind, so only looking to gain 20 or so. There's Chrissy. Looking on, writing down the lap times and keeping her end of the bargain on the pit card on race day. Married, of course, this past off season. And watching her husband try and get the job done here at the Monster Mile.
Jarrett caught him.
Now, Mike Ford told me, Dale Jarrett's crew chief this morning, he told me we're going to be a sleeper today. He said, we haven't shown a lot this weekend, but I think the changes we've made and the way our car came around at the end of practice, we can really do something today. And you just keep an eye on us. I think we'll be your sleeper.
And here comes the 20 car. Tony Stewart closing in right behind Kurt Busch. I'm sure Jimmy Finning is on that radio telling Kurt, look, that's 5 points that Jarrett was able to get on you. Now Tony Stewart trying to get 5 more points. Each position worth 5 points in NASCAR Nextel Truck standings.
And you hate to lose it 5 laps from the end. You know what I mean? That, you don't want to get past with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to go.
But considering Tony Stewart was as far back as 30th today.
Whoa, man, that car's loose.
As Matt reported earlier, he's going to be really happy to get himself a 6th place finish if that's what it ends up being, I would think.
Busch has got his hands full.
Check that out. Lowest 30th place. Highest 5th. So he's almost as far forward as he's been all day. So good job overcoming difficulties for the Home Depot crew today. And great job by Ryan Newman and company. Man. 2 miles from victory here at Dover. Ryan Newman, if he can make it a final lap and a quarter with no troubles, will lead the most laps today. Collect the 5 extra bonus points for that. It'll be 325 of 400 led at Dover if he makes it around this final time.
Awfully impressive run today by Newman, the entire 12 crew.
Man, 325 400.
That's big, isn't it?
That's pretty big.
Started on the outside of the front row, took the lead at the drop of the green flag into the first corners, and has just about held it the entire afternoon. Dominating performance by Ryan Newman. He wins at Dover. An impressive margin of victory. It's going to be better than 7 seconds back to 2nd place Mark Martin, and they were bumper to bumper on a restart with 65 to go. Newman gapped him that much in the final stage of the race. Second win of 2004 for Ryan, his 3rd Dover win in 6 races here. In the last 4 Dover races, that would be 1,600 laps. Ryan has now led over 600 of those laps. Bill?
On top of the pit box with Matt Borland.
Dominating performance by Ryan Newman. He wins at Dover.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This has been a presentation of TNT Sports.